Hello there, this is Beth, and it's the full moon. And on the full moon, there's a lunar eclipse too. Exciting week. We've got full moon, lunar eclipse, Lion's Gate, and shadow of Mercury retrograde going down. Busy week energetically for people. So try and keep it. This one just popped out, so we're going to go with it. Try and keep, I want to say you're cool because it's not really cool, and it's not your calm. Try and keep your energy in a stable manner, in order. I can't think of what the word is I want. Well, stable keeps coming to mind. So stable. If you got a case of the aggravation, keep a case of the stable aggravations. You got a case of the happies that day, keep a case of the happies. You have a case of the I need the ganappies, well, take a nap. Take a nap and try and recharge. Things like rest, hydration, electrolytes are going to be really important for the next month as things just really accelerate and get kaboomba on us in a good way. And if we're trying to stall that kaboomba in our life, it's like, have you ever fallen and you hurt yourself more because you tried not to fall? It's that kind of energy. If you're going to try and stop the kaboomba, ouch. If you just go kaboomba, you're going to be fine. It may be like, whoa, you may be freaked out. You may hurt a little even. It's not going to hurt anywhere near as bad as trying to resist this. So don't dig your feet in, people. Just be like, stable, I'm flowing, I'm going with it. All right, we got the Ibis. And we're using Animal Kin Oracle cards and the Star Child Akashic Tarot this month for this full moon. Ibis Acceptance. And this is, I'm not a big Egyptologist, so my Egyptian pantheon is very weak. But if I remember correctly, was it Thoth? I could be, if I'm wrong, people, please tell me, because Egyptian mythology is not my strong suit. I know like this much on it. But Ibis is, for me, a strong brain won't work. Intellect. Thank you, brain. It's a very strong intellectual connection for me, and one that also tends to involve learning and writing. So what needs to be documented? What do you need to put in writing? How does acceptance play into that? How are you going to bring acceptance of what's happening energetically into your life right now? How can you bring that in? How can you accept? How can you use writing? Maybe you need to do some journaling or art journaling, depending on, because often what I'll do is layer things through, and by the time I start with all these words, and then by the time I'm done, I've found a way of accepting what's going on, or at least figured out what's, and get to a resolution and an acceptance of how that energy is working for me. And people do that by writing. Some people like to use automatic writing to do that. So how are you going to find that acceptance? And it feels very much like a form of action or form of doing. This is not really the time to be inert and not acting. It really feels like a time of actions, even if that action is within. It can be internal too. It doesn't have to be an outward action. And remember that. Just because you're acting doesn't always mean that it's this big, huge, giant things. Action can be very small, subtle shifts. It can be very small, subtle things you do to change your life. when even just one incident of, instead of I suck, oh, I did it wrong, I suck. And it's like, I did it wrong. It's okay. That is an action. It may not seem like an action, but it is. So see your actions in the small things and the big things and everything. How are you acting? How are you bringing things up? How are you using energies right now? Be very observant and find ways to document that. And I kind of feel like Ibis is that the acceptance is through the documentation, whether it's creating an art journal page or writing something. So let's see here. Let's pull 2 cards. Yes, I breathe on my cards a lot. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Okay. Okay. First card, you're probably all going to freak out and think I'm crazy because I'm very excited at this combination. 10 of Swords. And right now, I know it's an oh crap card. No one wants the 10 of Swords. And this is actually one of my favorite 10 of Swords out there, just for the embodiment of empowerment that it brings in. You got this. You're ready to let go. You're ready to become this part right in here. You're ready to activate that and let it happen deep in you. You're ready. You are ready. You need to see this. You need to see this 10 of Swords as being ready and not impalement. Sometimes being ready and letting go isn't fun. But you need to. And remember our good friend the Ibis? I really don't know how you say that word. I'm trying to think about it. Is it Ibis or Ibis? I've always said Ibis. So again, if I'm wrong, please let me know. I am completely fallible, so. And that may also be part of where acceptance is playing in. How can you document your acceptance? And how can you let yourself let it go? How can you not attach to things too much? Even if you've been attached to them for all your life, how can you start to bring or let go of that attachment, really? And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of it. It doesn't mean you have to cut off things that make you feel like you. Because sometimes the 10 of Swords pain stuff does make us feel like ourselves. The pain is very much part of the story for many of us. And you don't lop that pain off. You find ways to bring it in. And while it's not the definition of you, it does help define your story and how you work with the world. But you don't have to clutch onto it with the death hold. Then we have the 2 of Crystals. So, and I'm feeling the Fezeka Piscis vibe, the separation of twos, the separation, the division of what we need to do. And it's not really a separation, it's a division more so than the separation of, but each little molecule, each little piece of you is there. It's ready. It's ready to absorb what's going to come in when you make space by not attaching to what's going on in your life. There's a lot of potential happening and a lot of crazy happening right now. And that crazy is the setup to getting into this really yummy space of the 2 of Crystals, of finding expansiveness and bringing that in. Because really, in a way, it just says heart and solar plexus to me right now. Those 2 balls right there. How can you bring those into your heart and your solar plexus? How can you absorb them in and bring that abundance and prosperity truly into your life? Because you're ready. You are ready, people. Don't deny it. Accept it. Document it. And sometimes, too, when you write this stuff down and then you come back to it and you think, oh my goodness. Or even an art journal page. There's art journal pages where I look at and it's like, I don't remember exactly what the feeling is, but the energy of what happened on that page is still there. So remember, and that brings in an acceptance. So I can let go, not attached to the stories of my life. I can use them, I can work with them, I can use them to help define myself and my boundaries. But I'm not attached to them. I'm not holding on to them with a death hold and letting them define my life for me. I'm using them to bring in this wonderful Two of Crystals, heart and solar plexus energy, and let love and will combine into this wonderful, beautiful thing that I can use when this is all over. Don't worry about the change. The change will happen. The change is just going to happen. Don't worry about the details. Guide it, direct it, but mostly just flow with it. Don't get too caught up in like, oh my God, is it the perfect path? Is it the perfect this? Forget perfect. Imperfect's where it's at. You're always going to be changing. You're always going to be refining that path. Doesn't matter how much you love it. It will change. Believe me, people. Things will tweak. Things will change. Be love. That is our affirmation card for this full moon. Just you. This time I remembered to bring them over because I forgot last time. I'm like, oh yeah, I got all done and it's like, oh well. But be love, be love, be love. How can you be love? This is something I always tell myself when I always reminding myself, just be love, just be love. It used to be, I am love. Then it morphed into be love, be love. Just be it. Let the love in you, which plays well with the heart in the solar plexus thing. Just be gentle. Just be loving. Try and bring this in as much as possible. Because it's going to be a wild ride, people. August is going to be a fun month. It's going to be a wild month, though. Okay, what am I feeling? I'm not feeling music. Okay. Hallo, Magdalena Hitsutetero, heoi, 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 me sekutatusiganiganai suchichkajamon, hair fresh ke, pianen, ho misatro ishe, polikni, pohoho sikadamone de gosakache. Menekananujkit chai chushke man manon hiskatcha hita roji titi tutito patati ho hipiticha chia che yeso mehe hosikadal chan chipata Hei hakipo ra ne hoskishka manin chichupetekato nemekan nyan. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being part of this process. And I will see you at the new moon. Much love and the best to you all.